Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Mr. BK Farmer, and today we are in week 4 of the flower stage. So on that last update I gave you guys, I told you that these girls was in their stretch phase, and during that time I just continued to train all of these branches down. So every time these branches stretched up towards the light, I just took a bud clip and I just trained all the branches back down. So as you guys can see, a lot of the nodes that was coming up this stem is getting enough light now. And I decided not to train these girls anymore because now we are in that week 4. So this is the time when that stretch is gonna start slowing down and these girls is gonna start bulking up. And as you guys can see, a lot of these bud sites are starting to connect. Remember from last week, these girls was a lot smaller. And just from over those 7 days, you can see that a lot of these bud sites starting to bulk up and connect. You can see here as well, these girls got a lot of good growth on them. I just want to give you guys a nice shot of all these bud sites. Everybody is starting to connect. This is why we removed a lot of that stuff at the bottom. Remember, we removed a lot of the leaves. We removed a lot of the bud sites that wasn't getting enough light. I still have a few leaves under here. I'm still debating on if I want to remove them or not. So let me know down in the comments, y'all, if y'all think I should remove these leaves or just leave them. I know the outside leaves, I'm gonna leave those because those is getting a nice amount of light. But let me know down in the comments, y'all, if y'all think I should remove any of those leaves that's right here crowded up at the bottom. I do have a lot of airflow. This is why I decided to leave a lot of them leaves on this plant. I really didn't want to stress this girl out anymore. But on the Tropicana cookie, I did remove a lot of the leaves and a lot of the bud sites on this plant. And you guys can also see, I got my little pipe cleaners right here. I just added that to stretch this plant out a little bit more, just to let those inner bud sites get enough light. But I did a good job on this one, y'all. I did a lot of good training on this plant right here. And I removed a lot of those lower bud sites that was taking up all this plant energy. So this right here, this Tropicana cookie, coming out a lot better than the last time I grew it. And even on the sour diesel, the sour diesel is looking amazing. All the leaves are still nice and green. Everybody is looking nice and healthy. Everybody is starting to connect on this one as well, y'all. These girls is looking good. You're starting to see the frost build up on here. Everybody is looking good. Even on this sour diesel plant right here, you're starting to see everybody starting to connect. Everybody is starting to bulk up now that we in week 4. I think the stretch period is starting to slow down now, and these girls are just focusing on bulking up. So everybody is looking good, y'all. Everybody is on track. I'm not having any issues with these girls, y'all, so I'm really happy with this grow right here. Remember on my first grow, I had nitrogen toxicity. I didn't know then, but now I know. So that was my first grow, and on my second grow, I started having phosphorus and potassium issues, and I started running into less and less issues as I started to grow more and more. So on this growth run right here, I'm not seeing any issues. Everything is looking good. Everything is bulking up. Everything is starting to get the trichomes. Starting to see all that frost on these leaves. Give you guys a close up. Everybody is coming in nice. But to be honest, y'all, I'm really not doing anything else to these girls. These girls is coming along just fine. Right now, I just want them to focus on bulking up and, you know, building up all the trichomes. I'm really not gonna be doing much to these girls. The most I might be doing is just removing any leaves that's blocking any bud sites. You know, some things like over here. You have a leaf like right here that's blocking that bud site. Right now, I'm just gonna tuck it, but I will be removing this leaf probably in a couple of days, or maybe even remove it today. But things like that, I'm gonna be removing. Other than that, I'm not really doing much to these girls. I just want them to focus on finishing up. Everybody is all trained out. I don't have to do anything else to these girls. But right now, the most I'm just doing is just watering these girls. And as you guys can see, I added some aluminum pans at the bottom, just so it can make it a little bit more easier for me to water these girls. And I also added a tray at the bottom of the 7-gallon, just to make it easier to water these girls from the bottom, because watering these girls from the top, it really caused a problem with gnats and those little flies. So to avoid that issue, I just stopped watering from the top, and now I just water from the bottom. And ever since then, I haven't had a gnat problem. I haven't had any pests, nothing, any issues at all. So right now, I just water from the bottom. And remember, last week I did my last top dressing, so I won't be watering from the top anymore during this grow. So all I do is add water to this pan, and it'll suck the water up through the bottom. And for the 3-gallon, I add about 1.5 liters, and this girl is drinking that 1.5 liters in about 2 days. And for the 7-gallon pot, I add about 2 liters of water. And same thing go for this plant. This plant is drinking the water in about 2 to 3 days. This plant is already almost dry. And remember, being that it's in the flower stage, I don't let these plants dry out because I don't want them to go through any root stress. So I do water them before these plants decide to really dry out. But I do know how long it's taking these plants to drink because I monitor the plants whenever I water them. So say if I water them today, I lift the pots, I see how heavy they are. I lift the pots tomorrow, they good. By the next day, they already feeling a little light. So that's basically what I'm doing right now, y'all. I'm just watering these girls, and that's about it. And like I said, maybe just removing a few of these leaves, and that's about it. But for the most part, everybody is looking good, y'all. Like I said, you're seeing everybody starting to connect. This is why I left a lot of those bud sites right there. And remember, I told you I left the last 3 bud sites on some of these girls. Some of them I left the last 4 just to see how those connect. But everybody is looking good, y'all. I got a lot of bud sites off this Tropicana cookie, though. This Tropicana cookie is one big plant. This is why I decided to put it inside that 7-gallon pot, because this Tropicana cookie is one big plant. And to be honest, I feel like I'm gonna get a nice harvest off of this one plant, probably about 4 to 5 ounces off this one plant. Because as I look at it, I know it's a little over 40 to 50 tops on this one plant. Same thing for this sour diesel. It's probably a little over 30, 40 tops on this plant as well. I actually didn't count them yet, but I plan on counting them just to see how many tops I got. But just from the look at it, I can tell I'm gonna get a nice harvest off of this girl. So y'all just stay tuned, y'all, for week 5 of the flower stage, and comment down below, y'all. Let me know what you think I'm gonna get off of this plant right here. But make sure you like and subscribe, y'all. It's Mr. BK Farmer.